started off by a 6-pull on a counterattack. Normally, you don't see this kind of like how the diversity. Normally, after a 6-pull, one player is very far ahead or very far behind. So I think I have been a little bit far behind you.
Well, 10
I
rings.
actually had it on fast rather than faster, so you're sneaking ahead of me.
All right, I'm about 14 minutes 30 seconds now, and Filthy just
you're
powered.
a whole minute ahead of me.
Filthy just powered about 10 drones at once there, so he's going to be catching back up in that work account. Filthy now at 35 drones to 29 of aDRo. aDRo at 76 supply, Filthy at 60. So really, aDRo has the more unit count at the moment. It's a more Roach and Hydra mix, but Filthy definitely has the economy advantage now. So he's throwing down quite a few Spine Crawlers.
I think Filthy's going to try and threaten backstabs, and that's the kind of only play he can really go for at the moment. Because
Filthy just tried to take out those infestors, but just got one to 5 health and then lost him. So
that is so close.
Yeah.
But seriously, I think Filthy's only advantage here is in backstabs. If I was aDRo, you've seen Filthy's army composition. A lot of Zerglings. He's massing Spine Crawlers now at his base as well. So Zergling Spine Crawler trying to negate those infestors, fungal growth, as they're not effective against static defense. aDRo should be producing a lot more roaches, as Hydrals are susceptible to banelings unless you get perfect fungal growths. Oh, I love the transfuse on that infestor there. That's a really smart move. Keep those alive at all costs and let them get a large amount of energy. So I'm a bit disappointed. I feel like aDRo should be being more aggressive, both expanding and with his army. And he's only just getting those guys at his expansion now. So really, 2-base Zerg play, you want those guys as soon as possible. You're going to get a huge mineral excess later in the game, so you just want to start stockpiling gas straight from when you get your expansion. aDRo also not rallying his natural hatchery. He's got just idle drones that have been sitting there for I don't know how long. But probably not that long, as it's something you notice with the little idle drone or idle worker button. But look, see, this I don't understand. It's both players making large amounts of Spine Crawlers. It shows that neither player knows whether they should be defensive or offensive. I think that's largely due to the 6-pool opening. Both players have this is not a standard timing and not a standard scenario for either player. So they're both being defensive. They both don't want to lose this game.
Yeah. So just looking here, we're now at 17 minutes and 30 seconds, and just so many Spine Crawlers for Filthy. But he is taking out the Destructible Rocks here for his third base.
Absolutely, and I think that if Filthy manages to get his third expansion up before aDRo, that's going to be absolutely huge. I mean, aDRo's third expansion should be done by now, or at least he should be well ahead in the worker count, which he is. He's eight workers ahead, but really, the worker count here doesn't matter at all. It's gas that you need, not minerals. So the fact that aDRo might have a couple hundred more minerals than Filthy means absolutely nothing unless you've got extra hatcheries in the main.
Yeah, he does having Hive coming out now, though. Hive's been coming for quite a while now, and we do have the Zerg missile attacks +2 and a Hydra stem for Filthy as well. But he has cleared those rocks, so he's probably going to be taking a third base pretty soon.
Definitely. It seems like Filthy just is more used to this kind of mid-game than aDRo. I mean, Filthy's getting those upgrades. aDRo's 0-0 on his both Hydrals and Roaches, and that's so big. Like, a lot of Zerg mid-game timing attacks are based around just having one more upgrade than your opponent. Having 2 more is absolutely insane. And just Groove Spines coming down here for Filthy as well. I don't know if aDRo already has that upgrade. No, he doesn't. So both of them have non-ranged Hydras, which are very, very susceptible to roaches. And I think aDRo is going to be really having to rely on these fungal growths. I mean, being down in the upgrades, and he squandered some of his advantage on defense that he didn't need. I feel like... And I think Filthy's more in control, although when I look at the amount of Spine Crawls he's producing, I just want to take that statement back. There are 8, 10, 12, what's that, 14 Spine Crawls? I don't even, it makes no sense to me why you would spend, that's 1,400 minerals, unless he's, like, and when you look at Filthy's income, there's 500 gas there. For every Spine Crawl, there could be 2 roaches, so that hurts me to watch, but I guess he's really, really wary of those infestors. With now, each of those infestors have 2 fungals each. I think he probably presumed that aDRo would just produce more infestors.
Yeah, but
aDRo has Hive right now, but I haven't actually seen any Hive tech. I mean, aDRo hasn't...
Oh, he's getting his Great Aspire, that's why. So we're now at about 21 minutes into the game. So hopefully we're still synced up at this stage, because sometimes running from replays, one PC lags behind, which is kind of annoying. But in the meantime, we do have 165 supply for aDRo. He's got his third base up. Filthy does have 111 supply, but he has a lot more spine crawlers than anything I've ever seen before. Lots of infestors, which is really good to see. aDRo does have quite a few roaches, though. He seems to be more roach heavy than Filthy, whereas Filthy's like a big, nice little, like a nice niche mix. But yeah, so
It feels like some of these roles have been reversed. Like, Filthy's the one turtling, but aDRo's the one with the tech advantage, which just doesn't really make sense. You'd feel like aDRo would be the one turtling. I can see why that aDRo really rushing for that greater spire. That's why he put up those spine crawlers, although I feel it wasn't necessary. And it's just like, this has been a very pressureless game. You see neither player really making moves out. Filthy's been the one which has been scouting a lot better than aDRo has, although they've both got overseers in each other's mains now. aDRo's seeing that Filthy's still on the lair. He doesn't have to worry about hive tech, so no ultralists or anything like that. Ultralists are usually very common, but aDRo's moving these spine crawlers out to the middle of the map, so he obviously wants map control. And I think we'll see that aDRo will want to take that fourth base, and once Filthy tries to take the fourth base, I think the amount of spine crawlers he has is going to start to bite him.
yeah, but aDRo does have a massive amount of Broodlords now. He does have 6 of them on the way, so this is going to make a big difference at 194 supply to 149, whereas like Filthy does have quite a lot more infestors.
Broodlords are so big. I mean, especially if you can try and catch the army of Creep. Oh, the fungal growth going down. I don't know how synced we are, but I just saw aDRo's army get fungal growth by...
No, I'm at 23 minutes 15, so you might want to fix that up. In the meantime, we do have... There's the fungal growth. Nicely done by Filthy. We're sitting about 23, 26, 27, 28, 29, 20... 23, 40. More fungal growths going down. Nicely done by Filthy. He's going to take a lot of damage on his army here for aDRo. He's like lost about half his... Oh my god, on a third one. He did this to the mutas in the game too. And he's probably going to lose like 10 roaches just to fungal growth.
And that's what's so big about this matchup. Like, getting your army caught out of position is just the worst thing in the world. So I'm at 24 minutes exactly now, and we got aDRo moving his Broodlords around to start sieging on that Geyser. That Geyser in Steps of War sees so much hurt. I would absolutely hate to be it. But so we've got...
Oh, we got some...
Filthy kind of turtling, and the parasite
he's
on the
neural parasite running them in. Oh, that's insane.
Oh, that is such a fitness play. I've never seen that before in my entire life.
Yeah.
Oh, then again, I don't ever get the hive tech. But that is absolutely fantastic, and that is just what Filthy needs to do to kind of negate this tech advantage. I mean, I bet Adro is wishing right now that he'd...
There we go, he sniped another 2 of these Broodlords. And aDRo's just getting annoyed.
he's timing out. He's commenting on that. I think that's new to nearly every Zerg player ever. But that is so clutch. aDRo with another hatchery in the back of his main. Still no upgrades for aDRo. Now he's just adding on more Broodlords.
I don't know who how far the stream behind is, but I see a lot of chat saying as soon as Broodlords come out, it's game. But pretty sure I just saw Broodlords just get smacked.
Well, like, I've never ever seen that before. Normally, the Broodlords, the pathing of the Broodlings, the damage the Broodlings take up, it's so huge. I mean, I thought Filthy was morphing his own Broodlord there, but that's an Overseer. Filthy's going for just pure Infestor Hydra. It's going to be interesting. I mean, right now, what does aDRo have besides 4 Broodlords? He's got a very roach-centric army that'll just get torn apart by Infestor Hydra. Filthy with the 2-1 upgrades, aDRo with the 0-0 still. So this is actually looking very good for Filthy. I mean, he's been turtling all game.
Here we go, we're pushing out of the middle. Fungal growth's going down. Oh no, the Infestors get stuck by the Spine Crawler, stuck in front. Filthy does have 2 left at the back.
There's only 2 fungal growths that went down for aDRo. There are 3 beautiful fungal growths in the Hydrals, but there's just not enough of them, and it looks like the Hydrals got stuck in the back. Filthy pulling back. There aren't enough Broodlords here. There are only 4, and so they don't soak up enough damage, and it looks like Filthy is going to get a decisive advantage here. He's fighting on creep, which is exactly what you want to be versus Broodlords, so you're fast enough to get under them and shoot them down, and that's exactly what Filthy did. Another fungal growth, but it looks like... Oh, it looks like aDRo's going to come out on top. These Spine Crawlers are just working wonders.
Yeah, God, but he did lose so many units there.
Absolutely, aDRo's got his 4th base completed.
Well, I think that's a little bit too close for Filthy to put all those Spine Crawlers. They're going to take a lot of hits. And in the meantime, more Hydras coming in from the back. Hydras versus Roaches, not the thing you want to be doing, especially with that much DPS.
Oh, but if we get a fungal growth on those hydrils, that's the right move. I mean, all the roaches. I think hydral first roaches really comes down to fungal growth and like positioning. But it looks like Filthy's lost most of his spine claws. That confrontation was really good for aDRo, and Filthy's just dancing back and forth in front of these spine claws. aDRo's kind of moving. He